Guardian Games. Cascade Collective TV back to run some nets here at the Regional Championship.
Oh yeah!
At Guardian Games, we're in the middle of Swiss rounds here in Portland, Oregon. On our right, you may remember Jared Harkness from the last video. And on our left, you have Darren Eskandari running Andromeda. He is from San Diego, and Jared is running NBN again, which is almost like the classic Netrunner matchup nowadays, it feels like.
Yeah, Andy and NBN. That's it's really strange that they play these decks at a regional tournament.
So weird. Getting started off, but yeah, Darren's definitely a great player. Like I said, he's from San Diego, came up for the tournament. Jared came down for the tournament from Seattle. Once again, no Portland players on camera for this tournament.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, both you and I, Joe, we were gone for this tournament, right?
Yeah, I actually just recorded a couple of videos and had to go to a wedding, so I didn't get to play. Jared starts us off, installs and Jacksons, so one piece of ice only. And Darren is making all the money over here. Sure gambles, easy marks. Looks like he has a dirty laundry in hand, which he might play.
Dirty Landry. Yeah, I noticed Darren or Jared last game and did this again where he's not drawing for his first click. He's drawing to end the turn, which sometimes just hurt you just a little bit.
Yeah, it's always rough to fill up that hand with a couple of gymnasts. Like, oh, all right. That wasn't a good draw. But he's running Astrobiotics, so he wants to score that first Astro as soon as possible.
Oh yeah.
And Darren installs, what is that? It is
a glare card.
I'm pretty sure it's a Zool Keymaster. 1 strength code breaker for 1 credit. Which I'm personally not a huge fan of, but it can get the job done in a pinch. It's just super expensive.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it shows how expensive, Fantasy Flight's made breaking code gates, where it's 2 influence for really a crappy breaker, right? I mean, it's just 1 strength, 1 to boost, 1 to break. It gets expensive real fast.
Sets up in the remote. Satellite Uplinks, card you don't see played too often. Sees a Data Raven over HQ and a Paper Wall over the remote.
All right, well that's got to be an Astro then, if he's putting a Paper Wall in front of it. I kind of assumed it was a San, but it's got to be an Astro, right?
It's hard to sneak out an agenda in front of Criminal, so it installs a Corroder. They can just inside job into that remote.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot as MBN, is try to rush out an Astro but it's behind 1 piece of ice at the beginning, and it just ended up badly so many times.
Place your bets, people, place your bets. So he'll rise that Paper Wall. And it is an Astro. Yeah,
that's, Raj, one of our local players here in Portland, he'll do that with his mid-season deck and put a Beal out there. So, the runner thinks it's an Astro and then he'll mid-season to death, but
or it's even risky. It's even better when you stick in an NAPD.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's really risky by Jared to do that.
Trying to get tricky. So Anonymous Tips installs a new remote and installs another new remote. So click 1, Darren draws. Click 2, he draws.
Yeah, you gotta check out these remotes. He's clearly trying to push out an Astro.
And sees a pad campaign. I don't know if I would have trashed that Sansan yet because he doesn't have the credits to res it and score. Now he does. Hedge funds.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, if he didn't trash it now, he would have to trash it this turn to spin another click, right? So it's kind of by trashing it almost earlier than he needed to, it did allow him to save a click later on.
And save some money, too. And Darren has gotten what you want to see playing against NBN. You steal their first Astro, stop that Astro train from scoring.
Yeah, and now that's the problem with Paper Wall. Now that's gone. There's not even any taxing going on over there in this remote server.
So installs a new remote. It's going to check out R&D for click 2.
It's Quandary, right?
It is Quandary. Breaks it with Zool and sees a green level. Checks out that remote, sees a Jackson.
Yeah, Desperado would be great right here for Andy because he'd just be making money every turn.
Yeah, a lot of runs he's made so far. He would be making a ton of money. Where's his pad campaign? Usually when I play Andromeda, I like to see, I mean, most people like to see a Desperado in their opening hand.
Yeah, what's the best term with Andy? You know, data sucker, desperado, dirty laundry, something like that.
Yeah, I did a sure gamble, Desperado, data sucker, dirty laundry.
Yep, there you go. That's the term right there for the deck.
So it's dirty laundering that remote. That's another pad campaign.
Man, I feel like Jared's deck right now would be really great with that new lunar cycle identity right near Earth Hub for NBN.
Yeah, with all the remotes he's had.
Yeah, and that identity for every new remote you create, or the first new remote you create every turn, you get to draw a card. So I think he was probably going to go to that with this deck.
It's interesting that that identity is coming out because NBN's already pretty powerful, and that's a super strong identity. It gives them 2 more influence.
Yeah, that 2 influence is just ridiculous. It's pretty great for NBN.
So get ready to see more NBN in the near future.
Yes.
They will not go away. I'm a Wayland guy. I'd like Wayland to come back up again.
I like the combo Wayland. You know me. I'm a combo wombo guy.
Yeah.
So
that ain't Netrunner. So what you're thinking, he's got lots of money. Not well protected. He's got a data ribbon hidden over HQ.
And that's that remote, that middle remote there. Oh, that's right. That's a Jackson. We saw that already, right?
And he has another pad campaign on the end. So he draws. And draws 2 more.
He's digging right now.
He is digging. Runner sitting on 7 credits, so in an okay shape, but not a whole lot of money to be super threatening.
You know, at this point, you know, you're Darren. You know, obviously we know Jared's playing Astrobotics, but you know, I'd assume the same if I was Darren at this point. You're seeing lots of binary and the run ice, tried to push out that Astro, so get an R&D interface out and start just hitting R&D at this point.
Gets his Desperado, and he will pop Jackson. And take back 3 mystery cards.
Wow. Well, I'm assuming he was agenda flooded there then, right?
That's, well, I mean, yeah, he Jackson Howard twice, so it's good that he got rid of him rather than on the top of R&D. And Jared is splashing, well, he saw expose a data ribbon, which could make him think he's running Scorch.
Ah, yeah, that could definitely be the case. I mean, that Darren would think that.
So, well, that's in both pad campaigns.
Yeah, with 3 pad campaigns, that's just brutal at this point.
And yeah, it's tough. He's against NBN. What do? You spend all your time trashing those, and Jared will just make money and start scoring.
I think you have to. I mean, so it's only going to cost you 3 to trash because you get your Desperado credits. So I don't think that's a bad play necessarily to go start trashing the pad campaigns. Oh wow.
I mean, he knows he only has a Procon, which is, I'm not a huge fan of that card. I feel it's a slow tempo hit.
Well, I actually love the card, but it's not good at this point in the game against an Astrobotics deck at all. He just gave up tempo and is kind of letting Jared in the game right now.
Okay. Inside jab the remote and sees a Sansan. So Darren thinking that Jared is going to be tricky again.
Oh, Jared learned his lesson. Well, he has enough to push out to get the Sansan going.
Learned his lesson the hard way.
Yep.
It'll be a half train since, well, that just sounds dirty, but it'll be a half train since an Astro's already scored. So pay 6 for Sansan, and what's he gonna score? Breaking news!
Oh, wow.
Oh, is he gonna trash? He's gonna trash the Pro Contacts.
Wow, that is just such a good move by Jared. And that's the hard part. I mean, playing that professional contacts against Astrobox is bad enough, and then to also play it against NBN knowing they have breaking news is just that's a tough play.
Sees a Chimera on top of R&D. So NBN back at 5 credits after his pad campaign money.
And Jared's sitting pretty right now. He just got rid of the pro contacts. He's got a Sansan rezzed. All he needs to do is just get some more agendas. I think he dumped them earlier, so he's just digging for agendas at this point.
So plays a sweep sweep. So installs Sneak Door Beta.
Oh, good card, especially in Andy. People don't expect it.
So sees a shipment from Sansan. Yeah, definitely not a common Andy card. So Sneak Doors again, and sees a Jackson Howard.
Well, he could have trashed it because he could have got his Desperado credit, which he didn't actually take.
He did.
No, the first one he took, right?
He took
or did
both.
he take it on both? Oh, okay.
He took both. So Jared's HQ is open, but he does, you know, have the 6 card The World Is Yours hand, which can be tough to snipe agendas out of. So we'll see if he covers up archives or not.
Well, I'm sure he will if he can. He does have that Chimera, but that's just gonna...
It looks like he's making him a remote. Playing the shell game here. Installs Jackson. And 2 is going to Jackson. Use Jackson.
Start digging.
Good old Mr. Howard. Such a handy card. And then Sweep Sweep gains more money.
Like he needs it. You know, I would almost say just click for more cards at that point. Get some more. You know, you just need agendas in your hand and you'll win.
So click 1, Darren draws. Can't tell what he has in his hand. Look like he has a Crypsis maybe?
Well, we haven't seen any influence from Darren.
Oh, just
so. Oh, the Zool, yeah.
Zool.
Yeah, the
Sneak Doors and sees an anonymous tip, I believe. Click 3, runs archives, and sees a paper wall. Click 4, he's going to run Jackson.
Yeah, you kind of have to. You have to run Jackson at this point.
And he is going to pop Jackson. Taking back a Jackson. Sansan and a hedge fund. So why not? You can never have too much money as a corp.
Well, I think Jared has enough money. I mean, maybe you can't have too much, but at this point he just needs agendas to win. He's got enough money to win for sure,
yeah,
especially with the pad campaigns.
Oh yeah, he just wants to start scoring as soon as possible.
You know, it's interesting on that access a couple turns ago when he saw that Jackson couldn't trash it.
Yeah, there we go. He scores it. Top decks a Beal and scores it.
Yep. Yeah, if he would have been able to trash that Jackson, that would have been the end of Jackson's because he already had one in archives. So.
Oh. There's the regional corporate troubleshooter promo. Look at that blurry thing.
Yeah.
It is a nice looking promo though.
It is. I mean, they're going for what, like 60, 70 bucks right now? It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, they've gone down.
Oh, okay.
Sneak Doors and pulls a breaking news. That ties it up, 3-3.
Okay.
Sneak Door bidders for click 3. Sees, I don't know what that was. Click 4 is going to run on Sansan. Ooh, hits a roto turret. Ouch. Not what he wants to see.
And that was risky. So what do you trash right here if you're Jared?
I mean, I don't know what he has in his hand, but Corroder. Yeah, Corroder's always a good idea. Or maybe even the Zool, just to stop him getting into R&D.
Yeah, even the Sneak Door would have been good. Stop those free accesses to his hand, but that roto turret was pretty clutch.
Darren discards a Plascrete. Oh, scores another Beal, I think that is. Oh, no, it's an Astroscript. So Sansan's putting in work.
Oh yeah, and this game's about over.
So installs R&D interface for click 3. See 2 cards of R&D. Sees a shipment from Sansan. And Jackson Howard.
You gotta trash that Jackson, right?
I mean, he's not gonna draw it yet. I would probably just keep it there. But he trashes it. So
I just wouldn't want him getting that in his hand, because then if he would have if he spends 1 click to draw, so he would have
anonymous tip to draw 3 cards. So cycling through his R&D.
And that's the nice thing about anonymous tip is it lets you break that R&D lock really fast. So now Jared just saw 3 cards that Darren does not know about.
It is a very, I wouldn't say underplayed, but you definitely, you know, a lot of people choose Jackson or anonymous tip. Jared decides to run both. I like your style, Jared. I like your style.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the choice.
So it's a handful of cards and hedge funds, gains more money. And he installs over R&D, so it's showing that he doesn't have anything in HQ.
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Could be the ultimate bluff. So Signor Beta checks out HQ. Sees another hedge fund.
And basically Darren can't run R&D at this point, because that could be another
Snake doors
destroyer.
For click 2. Sneak doors for click 3. Oh, sees there's a Biotic Labor in his fallen hand. Don't worry, Jared. No one is recording this match. No one will ever know you did that. Oh, pulls up breaking news.
I thought I saw breaking news when he dropped his cards. So.
Sneak doors for click 4.
Now Darren did throw away a special order earlier. I don't know if you remember that, Joe.
And he saw it off screen, but he scored the agenda. So that's game right there.
Oh, okay.
So 7-4, NBN takes down Andromeda. And switching sides here, Darren is running NBN and Jared is running Kate. Darren with his, which is an awesome alt art for the NBN from the Chronos Protocol Tour.
He must have paid some money for that.
From our lovely friends. He was telling me he has a Spanish version that he got from his family in Barcelona.
Oh, nice.
So they sent him some, I guess, I don't know if it was like cousin or somebody, but he had him go participate in the tournament just to get a promo, and he played maybe like a couple of games, but his friend wasn't that good.
That's really funny.
But he got a promo out of it. That's good family right there. Going to Netrunner tournaments for you.
All right, so we have 2 mulligans here, right? Or maybe Kate didn't mulligan.
Yeah. Corpse mulliganing, and Jared is keeping. So Jared running a Parasite Kate with Ottmans. Darren, I mean, NBN, usually you can expect a couple things. Either they're trying to scorch you. Lately you've seen more taxing NBN decks. And of course, you always got to be worried about fast events. So starting us off.
I think the other thing there for a 4th archetype is the mid-season deck. I mean,
yes.
Making news can go so many different directions, which is part of the reason why it's so powerful.
Install and credits. And Fast Track with a mid-seasons deck is brutal.
Oh, yeah.
So runs an R&D and scores a wraparound.
That's
Jared runs
a good
lot.
card.
This is another wraparound. Double wraparound.
Oh, yeah. That's actually not the... You don't really want to see double wraparound because now 1 card just kills both your ice.
And Jared draws and installs a daily cast. Starts some casting. And he runs a lot of R&D interfaces in his deck, so he wants to get into R&D badly. You saw the last game, one off like a 3-card dig in R&D.
Yep.
And Darren just takes money. So Jared draws for click 1.
So, well, I guess he needed the money. I'm just thinking, what does he have in hand? If he clearly wants to keep everything in his hand, he doesn't want to draw, but I guess he just needed money.
I have money to do stuff. I see an NAPD, a Jackson. Jared installs an Akamatsu memory chip. Fine
For
folks,
free.
Akamatsu, fine folks. Let's make some quality products.
Do they really? What other products do they have in the game? I think there's just the chip, right?
They make quality mem chips.
Now, Cyber Solutions, they have some really kick-ass chips.
So Gerald infiltrates for 2. We need to have fake ads running across the screen. Buy from Akamatsu today for a better world. So it looks like he has a pop-up, installs Jackson, and he uses Jackson, draws an Eli, I think a Data Raven. Looks like he's got an NEPD and a breaking news in hand. Whoa, technical difficulties.
What just happened?
I have no idea. I think the battery, something ran out. But yeah, Jared scored an agenda.
So
looks like he got it off of R&D.
Oh, okay.
Once again, only the utmost of quality here at Cascade Collective TV.
Yeah, so he must have femmed the wraparound and then ran R&D.
Yeah. That's what it looks
Which is
like.
nice. You know, the fem will protect you from a destroyer on the outside right there. All he can really res is, I guess maybe a Grim would really hurt.
Yeah. Kind of a sad fem target having to fem a wraparound.
Yeah, definitely.
So he runs archives and sees an NAPD and cannot steal it. NAPD single-handedly, I would say, made the corpse so much better than the runners right now.
And I'll say, I know I already said this last video, but I wanted to see that as one influence. I think that would have been really interesting. It's just so good.
I still think it would have been more interesting as a Wayland agenda. Because it's the downside for Wayland having bad pub, and it's got the downside.
Well, it just
for the
wouldn't
runners
get played
to
if it was a Wayland. No one would use it because you can't splash agendas. That's the hard part about that.
Yeah, and it has a huge impact on Wayland, obviously, since they're the only one that typically are running a lot of bad pub. Click 1 installs our archives and takes 2 credits. So the daily cast goes away. Click 1, he draws. Click 2 takes a credit. Click 3 does some more casting.
All right. Well, Darren's not really pushing the tempo much, so yeah, you might as well just kind of sit back, build some money, build a rig.
Puts one in Katie Jones. Installs marked accounts.
I was just thinking this probably was not a fast advanced deck, and I think that marked accounts just confirms that, right?
I hate marked accounts. Oh, as a runner, I hate marked accounts.
Yeah, it's really tough to trash.
5 freaking credits.
You know, it is fairly click intensive for the
Installs
corp.
an Inti. And Parasites the wraparound over HQ. That's interesting. He should have installed the Parasite first. Then he would save himself a credit.
Yep.
Sees Biotic Labor. So starts to see some of his influence.
He probably in his mind was just thinking, well, I need to get the Inti first to drop the strength, which doesn't actually, which is not the case, but I'm thinking that's probably what he was thinking.
Takes some money from marked accounts.
Yeah, marked accounts is another card that just really really makes Near Earth Hub, that new NBN identity again, just that fits really well together.
I feel you're going to start seeing a lot more Never Advance style kind of NBN decks popping back up again. Or I wouldn't say again, popping up more.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've only been playing for, I don't know, 8-9 months, so I think it's just now started for me, but maybe that was popular back in the day. And I love this play, hiding, you know, I'm assuming that's a Sand, and I really love doing that. Protect a Jackson, and then throw your Sand behind there, and it just sets up that scoring limit.
One of my favorite splashes is having a Sand and a Psychic Field in the same remote. And if they want to trash the Sand, they have to access the Psychic Field and play the Psychic. And for only one input, it's such a good card.
Yeah, you love your Psychic Field, and it's beaten me many times when we played. You son of a bitch.
Hey, children could be watching.
Really?
I doubt it.
No, everyone, if you ever play Joe, he's Bazooka Joe on Octagon. Watch out for Psychic Field. It has ruined your game, Joe.
And my silly Octagon decks like to play, so runs R&D, sees a pop-up. I like my children warning watching. I should have said, careful, two people might be watching this video.
Exactly. We could only be so lucky.
Yeah, that'd probably like double our viewership if we got 2 people watching this video. And sees a shipment from Sand. All that work just for a shipment from Sand.
Yeah, that's rough.
So the court building up some money.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's almost like, is that pop-up? It almost seems like Darren's just going to have money this game. And you might as well just keep giving it to him through the pop-up. And actually, we didn't say anything about it, but when he installed that Ottman at 0 with no data suckers, is he just doing that to protect against a roto-turret?
Possibly. Well, actually, but he has Fem out, so I don't know why he would do that, though.
Yeah, that's a really good point now I think about it. Maybe he's setting up for, it seems like that almost, it lets Darren know, hey, I'm running a Ottman deck, which is important for Darren to know. So that is interesting he'd do that.
I guess this is worth it. I'm going to pop Jackson.
So this one uses Jackson Howard.
I'm assuming he's going to...
I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if he already drew or not. He's got an Archer splash in Archives. He takes an Archer back.
And what is that card on the bottom? Is that an Alt-Art Eli?
Yeah, it's the Eli from Worlds.
Okay. I do not like that art at all.
I think that art is amazing.
Oh, really?
I like it a lot.
That's cool.
Ended up getting rid of all my Alt-Art Elis. So, there's a Sansan.
Yep.
2.
5. What is happening right now?
No one knows.
4. So it's all Sansan, Vidic Laborers. He's scoring on a 4, 3-pointer, 2-pointer. Oh, it's Gilahans.
Well, he must have already... Gilahans, yes. We already established that last video, right?
Gilahans. Oh, yeah, and
so he must have drawn
Jared.
for first... He must have drawn for first click.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Darren's
so
talking to
strange that he would
Jared.
do that.
Yeah, Darren's talking to Jared right now, saying that was the most ridiculous thing he could have done, but he wanted to get it out. And Jared is... they're both laughing about it right now.
Yeah, I would agree. That's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
That's one cool thing about this game, especially, in our years, we can all laugh about stupid things we do every now and then.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, once you're halfway through it, like, once you res that Sansan, you're like, well, I guess I'm committed now. I guess I have to finish this stupid play.
Unlike Netrunner tournaments, compared to, like, say, I never played in Magic tournaments, but I've heard from people who play Magic that those tournaments are not fun. Like, Netrunner tournaments actually have a lot of fun. Everyone's really cool, and you can just BS with your fellow players, and I'm definitely the least serious of all players when I play.
Yeah, I can tell everyone listening, Joe is the best Netrunner player I've played against. Oh, wow.
Hold that thought. Pulls a Beal. So Parasites that pop up and runs R&D and pulls a Beal. And oh, geez, pulls another Beal.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't want those Beals anyway, so that works out.
So just like that, he's at game point right now.
I was saying, so of all the players I played against that are loose, that don't really care about winning that much, that just play a fun game, that's Joe to a T, and he's pretty much the best Netrunner player I've ever played against. So that just goes to show you don't need to be super serious and a hard ass to be good at Netrunner and compete at a high level.
I just get lucky.
That's what you say.
So Jared is now at game point. Darren's in a real tough spot now. So R&D's wide open.
Oh, and he blew 10 credits to fast advance that Gilahans out. So that hurt him a lot, I think.
Gilahans. All the linguists watching out there will be very happy with our pronunciations this time.
I care.
We're trying to prove equality here. I'm going for a YouTube Grammy. Is this game? It is a pop-up. Next we need some pigeons floating through the screen. We'll go John Woo style Netrunner videos. Or we can have some explosions, be like Michael Bay Netrunner videos.
That would be awesome.
So checks, he's gonna go trash that Sansan.
Yeah, what are you thinking as Jared at this point? If you're playing as Jared, because you're clearly ahead. Darren's not really, pressuring you at all.
I don't know if I would have trashed that Sansan because he clearly has a better board state right now. They can easily get into R&D and just maybe just build up money and keep digging. But he does have Katie Jones, so he can recoup pretty quickly that way.
Yeah, I think he was thinking, hey, he has 2. He could. I don't want him to score an Astro because that just gives tempo right back to Darren. You know, gives the advantage right back to Darren.
Either play, you know, is a decent play.
But these are the hard parts for Jared. You know, you're in these games and you're clearly winning, but it's almost like, well, what do I do now? How do I actually get my last point? You know.
And he's got a pretty good board state. It's fairly well set up. It'll probably just come eventually at this. Although a comeback would be awesome. I have faith in you, Darren.
Well, if anyone could do it, NBN could do it.
And another wraparound. So I guess he's 1 card in HQ and sees a closed accounts. And puts money on Katie Jones.
So is that 4 loads on Katie Jones, or is that just 6 credits?
6 credits.
Can't tell. Okay, 6 credits. Gotcha.
4 loads on Katie Jones. What is with the dirty freaking?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ridiculous. Hey, Darren's back up on money now.
Yeah, and this ice is just not stopping him at all. We've seen wraparounds and pop-ups.
And Man's not typically known for their run-stopping ice. They're pretty porous normally. A lot of cheap binary ice. So installs or takes money from Katie Jones. Sure gambles. So back up at 10 credits. Click 3. He's thinking. So
well, nothing can really, nothing can really hurt him. I guess if you hit a Inazuma into a destroyer, it would be pretty awesome. Maybe that's what Jared's thinking about. I don't know.
We do know Darren's splashing Archer. So he's going to run R&D for click 3. And speaking of Archer, there's Archer.
Wow. But he can break it, right? It's 11 for Fem to break?
It's 4 to pump, or so 4 strength. It's 8 credits to pump. So it's going to cost you all 10s to save your programs.
And that's what he has. He has 10. So you got to do it. You got to spend all 10 to save your programs. Right?
I don't know. I mean, you know he's running clone chips. You know he's running test runs. Yeah, I would probably let him trash my stuff.
Interesting.
That'll help speed up the process.
I mean, either way, it's a huge tempo hit. I mean, he spent a full 9, or I guess 8, with Kate's ability to install that Fem.
You're not spending any.
And he's choosing to not pay anything, so trash is Fem. And trash is empty.
Yep.
And draws for this last click. So Darren, turning the tides a bit here.
Well, he's got it. Now he's down 6-0 instead of 6-1, so he's got a long road ahead, but that definitely helped.
Does not have a secure remote.
Yeah, and I guess his hand's not secure either, right? So he's got a...
Against Altman it is.
Yeah, you're right. Although getting back that NT shouldn't be a problem for Jared. And I'm sure Darren, it's exactly what Darren's thinking, is that his hand is not going to be safe for much longer.
Yeah, because we know he's, any shaper you should know they're typically running clone chips and test runs. And recur everything. So installs the remote. Looks like he might be trying to set up a secure remote.
And that's what I would do. I would say, fine, let my hand be open. I'm not scared of account siphon.
Installs for click 2 and puts money on marked accounts for click 3.
Yeah, and hopefully he can't really blind run that remote with just a 0 strength Ottman.
I probably would. You lose the 0 strength Ottman, it's not doing him any good right now.
I guess you're right. I mean, Quandary, Roto Turret, it's just, it gets through those. Those are pretty common.
What's worse going to happen? Is he going to run into another wraparound?
Only if he has 4 in the deck.
And click on, he is going to run the remotes. Attaboy, Jared.
And maybe Darren didn't think this through and realized he just lost.
There is. And installs toll booth, or installs Res's toll booth.
Okay.
So I'll put Jared down to 7 credits.
Well, that's a good card.
There's a test run. He's probably going to make that Fem.
Yep.
I think that's probably an agenda too. So puts the Fem token on toll booth and runs.
Yeah, that's got to be game.
So he's got no money. Scores it. There's an Astro in this game. Jared Harkness from Seattle wins. Good games for Darren Eskandari from San Diego. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, comment, subscribe, and black screen. All right, thanks, everyone.
Bye.